Yeah. Welcome you all for the internship-based training on AI Foundation using Python and data science. I'm Jayendra Aradhya, CEO of Silicon Microsystem, and also we run Zymax Skill University, where we run many of the courses similar to this. Particularly, we are 1998 born, focus on design and manufacturing marketing of education sector products like VLSI, embedded communication, robotics, and industrial automation. Rich experience in product development and manufacturing, as well as marketing. Bridge between industry and institutions. We conducted more than 280 plus seminar, workshop, and conferences across India, as and when actually the syllabus getting update in the curriculum. And we run these courses. VLSI, we have a separate, as I told, skill university. Okay, one is VLSI and antenna design and simulation, embedded system development, industrial automation, that is on the PLC and sensors and other thing, and PCB design and manufacturing, and robotic prototyping and programming, AI and machine learning, and product design and development. See, these are the courses that now we run actually mainly for engineering college students. And today's speaker and as well as the trainer, Mr. Shankar Raju, he is a founder of Hebian Technologies. Okay, he is almost, he has got 25 years of experience. Okay, so the students need to learn and get into the next skill enhancement. See, what I request actually is the students, see, you're done engineering because of many reasons. Now it is the time actually you need to skill up. So yesterday's, there was a World Skill Day. So even our Prime Minister has spoken only this, right? Upskill and reskill, and there is one more concept is coming is a cross skill. Means actually electronics engineers need to learn from mechanical to the computer science. See, there is a unless you have a cross skilling, write a programming for embedded system, mechanical engineers, they design, drone or any of automation thing, actually they need a programming. So that way actually, everything is cross skilled. Even all engineers are becoming medical doctors, and doctors are becoming engineers. I think you can understand that word. So engineers, to design any of the medical equipment, they need to know all the medical concepts. All the medical doctors, when they want to work on that, actually they need to know the engineering skills. So this is how actually. So it is now today's speaker, Mr. Shankaraju, will take over, and I request Shankaraju to take it forward for the today's session. There are about 70-80 students in the today's session, and the timing and other thing we'll regularly update on day to day. And Mr. Sunil is a coordinator, and he will communicate to you, and every day is the next day's program and logins also. Thank you. Welcome you again, and over to Mr. Shankar Raju, CEO, Hebian Technology Private Limited, Hyderabad. Thank you. Shankarji, it's yours.
Yeah, sure. I think, can you make the rest of the people go on mute, please? I see that still there is some users. Let me mute them.
Shankarji, you can unmute it. I muted everybody. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, sure. So, good morning, guys. It's a pleasure to meet with you, and we'll try to drive towards a great learning experience and to understand how the market conditions are, the importance of the artificial intelligence, and the baby steps to learn and make it practically equipped towards it. Um, so it's not let's not to make something that just a movie that where you go and watch and go home. It is going to be more interactive and accountable, that end of the day you should feel that you have really learned and you experienced. Most of these workshops are the learnings in happening across the world today. It is just one way, like where somebody is just coming and saying things, and most of the time the people are very few are taking 100%, and most of them are taking half of it, or even much lesser than the 50%. So but in this training session, let's make it more interactive. Let's make it 100% that you really understood the concepts and you experienced mainly. So that is Hibian is all about, making you know the the theory into the practicality. So this platform designed for a layman, right? Meaning any background or any type of education background, irrespective of the prerequisite, whatever you learned, whatever you are today. From there, we are going to help you to build your experience and make you comfortable with it, right? So, talking myself, yes, so we will just go for a little bit of this, and then I'm going to switch from again. Um, so, this platform is all about adaptive learning, meaning it is going to take you in a step manner with the theory, mind maps, videos, all this learning experience. Okay, um, and then followed by, you also can see that wherever you have a problem, like you can't able to do things, and the system going to help you greatly, and you can able to compare that where you stand and how you are doing comparatively with others. All this are there. Finally, it will lead you to get the certification online. So number two, just talk about myself. I was like you, who was basically passionate and I want to just to see my how I can put my skills across, and then able to see the world. So I started my job in Singapore in the year '99 as a software engineer when I was around 22 years. So technically, when I was doing my masters in Hyderabad, and I left at the fourth semester, but I completed my remaining 2 semesters in the Indian Embassy in Singapore. I wrote my remaining exams from there. So today, right, the learning is a continuous thing. You don't need to stop learning. I mean, you don't need to just desperately complete all your PhDs and then start working. That is the history, right? Today, it is what matters is how much practically you are ready. How can you deliver things? How many things you can do it? How fast can you do it? Right? So that matters. So that is why I felt, even I don't know, it's a too I mean it's like the 2000 is too it's like 2 decades ago. But the thing is, that time I somehow I kind of see myself in a different picture that forced me to step out of the country and pick up the job. If you observe here, I just want to share my personal experience that can kind of boost your energy level, so that you can spend a good amount of time, in this learning journey. In 2004, I became one of the IT director, and then I had a 33% share in that company, right? So I became entrepreneur by the time. Is because I I went through with a lot of challenges, and finally reached to this level, having a job in Singapore, and I did not want to lose the job and come back. That was the reason. So I was working very hard and very sincere, handling a lot of roles and responsibilities in that company. And finally the company, for me, I was securing my job. But whereas for the company, they looked at like, I became a key person for the company, where they really want to encourage me to take up more tasks and do more for the company. So that became a conversion of this part. I did not expect. I was all worried about my job. I just want to secure it. Indirectly, it became fortunate for me to have a partnership in the company. And even the funny things are, the manager who hired me in '99, and that same person started reporting to me as a manager because I went to that next level as a director. So that is how this the things works in the corporate sector, right? There is no limitation. Like you can, if you have a capacity to jump, and there is like a sky. There is no limitation that you can basically go on and you can keep on jumping. So that is the reason why people are adopting so much of technology, and even today, as Mr. Arathe said, even I tell a lot of people whenever I visit colleges during my mentorship, I tell them um, computer science is not a department. It is not a a sector by means. It's supposed to be a finishing school. Whatever you study, right? You mechanical, civil, or medical, what so on. End of the day, 1 year, every person need to do internship in the IT sector so that they can leverage the automation. Like they can find the way to multiply things, and they can able to utilize the machines to do work for them and to save themselves. Spending a lot of hours every day. So think in the direction. Don't think like you are from computer science or somebody only know basics of C language. Somebody can learn this. No such thing. The future is it's supposed to be like that by this time, but unfortunately, we are always slow. I mean, a lot of countries are very slow in terms of understanding the future. Whereas the Western countries, in the universities and in USA, they are very quick and adapting the future, and they can predict. Here, we only care about what the other person is doing, right? If somebody is not doing anything in India or near to your, near your home or in your city, we are least bothered. We don't care. Like we just keep quiet. So let's change the trend. Computer science is very important. It is applied for everyone in the earth, and even either a farmer or or a doctor or a civil engineer or a mechanical engineer. Everybody need to go through this, and so that why do we need to do that? Is because to save your daily life. You will come out from doing a routine job, and you will automate things. So you are going to save energy, time on that, and you can enjoy the time for something else. So that is a motive. Similarly, I've always been an architect, right? I have been designed a lot of applications so far, and even I was working as a mentor, a technical advisor for MS students in University of Chicago for many years. So similarly, like then I started heavy on technologies in 2012. I also did my masters again in in the business. I was basically the same company for almost nearly 12 years. I have been worked as a architect for the US company. Even though I came back to India, they told me to help them. From here, I did like work from home job from 2010 to 2014. So that's about me. Let's get into the reality. I want to show you like what we are going to talk about. Before we get into okay um, data science, I want you to learn Python basics where you feel hands-on. Then so that you can able to practically involve in the data science and experience and do some experiments and micro projects. So what we need to cover in this, what we need to learn is important. So we'll begin with a few things, right? Fundamentals like basic stuff, and there is a bit of advanced and a bit of programming in different aspects and application oriented. So before I get into next level of the Python, I want you to introduce the data science, what it really means for a few minutes, so that is our final goal. Okay, so you will keep that in mind. Then that is where you can able to keep that daily fashion towards reaching that goal. So what is the data science is all about, right? Let's think and decide, have a potential goal towards this. So the data science today can happen in different style. Um, First of all, the data science itself, what it means, um, there is a lot of data that is accumulating in day to day. For example, even if you are maintaining a laptop or a mobile phone, you see that that you are going to store pictures, videos, and the text in various formats, and over the time it will grow. Imagine if just a one person accumulating so much of data by yourself. And how, when you talk about a college or a sector or a state or a country, there's so much data is growing, right? So much of this accumulation is going on. Then the question now, who will analyze this data, right? Number one, who is going to analyze this data when we want to find some statistics? For example, we want to find out how many people are employed, how many people are jobless, or how many people are having certain the health conditions in different ages. Some anything you talk about, or the youth in India, what is their intention towards the future? How are they equipped? What kind of skills the majority people having in India? Anything if you want to calculate, and it requires a lot of you need to go through a lot of data, right? So how do you do that? A person can go and find out all the documents and able to read and tell you that what is going on. It becomes too longest journey that nobody wants to take. Then what about the current computers? Which why can't we depend on those? The current computer system, the legacy systems, whatever we have been working with, they are not able to take this much of data. They can, there is some restrictions like. They can work with Excel or some databases like MySQL, SQL Server, Oracle with limited data. When you try to bump a large scale of data, right? Like if you want to find out what is happening in the country, then they are going to struck and fail. So that is where this data science invention coming discussion or big data, all this coming into the picture. So now the question is, which technologies can perform better on this data analysis? So can .NET or Java or PHP or Python or R language, what is the best one? Can take large data and then able to use the multiple libraries and algorithms, can quickly give you the output. Okay, so that is the main journey to understand here. That is what your focus should be. You need to always think about how can I read a particular format of the data, how large it can be, and how to summarize and calculate the outcome of it, right? So in order to do all that, you should be familiar with basic commands. You should know what is command for printing the text. What is the command to iterate and do the conditions? What is the command to do the iterations, loops? What is the command to store the data and read the data? Next one, how to read a file and analyze. What are the best? For example, there is always been a sequential and non-sequential, right? Like a sequential means one at a time we do. Like if you want to um, go to count now, 1 to 100 numbers, and then try to find out some number that is there in that in range. Going sequential means you go to like 1, 2, 3 like that. Going with algorithms means you try to find a shortcut where you try to divide and try to see whether the number is in the left side or right side. Some kind of algorithm where we don't want to takes too much time to find. So this kind
Uh,
of.
Excuse me, Shankarji, the PPT is stuck. Is it anything is going forward?
No. It's now I got into next one.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is not moving. That's the reason.
No, I was just talking about. So where are you seeing right now? You are at.
Let me go with the basic foundation.
No, what do you see right now? I'm at big data sources.
No, it is not there.
Okay. Uh,
I think you need to go for the next slide. I think you come back and restart once again.
okay. What do you see right now?
The one PPT with let me go with the basic foundation, basic stuff, CGI programming, advanced stuff, and GUI. I think it is the
Oh,
second, third slide.
okay. I think it's kind of stuck.
Yeah, fourth slide that got stuck.